Hello and welcome to another installation of TechTalk. Yes, it is Friday again. Danny Boy's back this week. How is everybody?
Well, thank you, Danny Boy.
Good, mate.
What's up, Danny Boy?
Welcome back.
Danny Boy is back. Back from his holiday.
Have you just relabeled your name as it's Danny Boy now?
To be sure.
And I am your boy. Yeah, I actually was on holiday, but as you guys knew, we had a storm and I had no power, no phone reception, so I couldn't do it.
No electricity, no internet.
No.
Sounds like you were camping.
All right, what do we got this week? Chumps?
Chums.
Nice. No champs. It was champs,
champs.
But I don't know
Cross between
why.
champs and chums.
Bit of a lumberjack twang in it.
Yeah. What is that supposed to mean, Mike?
Oh, I don't know. You told me.
I don't know. What's up?
Well, I'm chum.
Well, sorry guys, I might just swing back on the concrete grinding and polishing. What are your thoughts? I thought I might bring up the topic for this week.
Right.
What is it, Mike?
Okay, well, week to week we do swerve around and talk about some core things like grouting last week and that sort of thing there, but then we swing back the other way and talk about not so common topics. I know we get asked from time to time, a few of us have spoken about it, about when it comes to polishing and grinding FRC or fibre reinforced concrete. So we thought that might be a good topic for this week.
I'd say that's an interesting topic. I'll chime in there, guys. I think I've done 2 jobs where this has happened before, and I've come across it before with the metal fibre in the concrete, and it did play a problem with the fibres rising up in the concrete after it was finished and popping up through the polishing process, obviously when we're generating heat. So it didn't affect the process as a whole. We're still working with the same materials. It was just that there was really another variable added to the mix. So we had to adjust to that. Well, in general, when manufacturers come into these sites anyway and we're dealing with this material, understanding and knowing what the materials are that we're working with is only going to benefit us moving forward, whether or not, even if we move forward, you know what I mean? There might even be something that may be out of our control that might not be able to look too fantastic at the end. So sometimes it's okay to walk away from a job like that. I personally haven't had much experience with the fiberglass fibres, but if I did come across a job like that, I would definitely reach out to someone who has a bit of knowledge in that to guide me through it. Don't be afraid to ask and leverage off the people in the industry that do deal with this or have dealt with this in the past. That's my little take on the fibre side of things.
I just picked up on one particular thing that you said there, Kurt, and that was identifying the variables. So is it fair to say that you only had one major variable in that material and you identified that? So did you have to change your entire process? I mean, was the concrete a completely different beast, or was it just the one thing that you had to tackle there?
It was the one thing that had to be tackled. It's still made up of the same material. But there was just an extra thing that was added. So it was really out of my control. So basically, my mindset and the way it would work on the job then is, how do we now tackle this extra variable? And that would have been done in the sample stage. That would have been done in the process. All these things would have been ironed out at the start on how to move forward, whether or not we could have moved forward at all. But knowing what's in that mix and knowing what material you're working with is key. It's the only way forward. And we're okay to ask those questions. We are entitled. As a manufacturer, we need to be knowing what type of product we are delivering, and we need to know all the materials, and we need to know what it is the foundations are that we're working with. So ask away.
Ask away. Kurt, so that's another instance where you need more information in order to do your part of the contract, to fulfill your part of the contract. Right. And you said basically we need to understand the materials, know the materials. Can you tell me a little bit about that rash you got?
Oh, the fly rash?
Yeah, the fly rash, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I love it. It's commonly comes out of some concrete plants in waves.
What does it look like on the floor? What does it look like?
Look, I mean, fly ash can be one of those horrible things that we see. They do variable? It's another variable. We have to adapt to that. It can be a problem, but these things would be ironed out at the start. If we are experiencing fly ash and we are starting to see this in the sample stage or when we're starting a project, it's a really big indication to start knowing now what we're actually working with, going to batch reports and understanding what product's been delivered to site.
I guess the easiest way to identify what I guess the fly rash looks like. It's got a bit of a dark green color, and depending on the ratio they've used or how badly the slab is infected with this fly rash, it could be blotches or it could be all over the place. So as Kurt mentioned, batch report is critical.
Mm-hmm. So what it sounds like to me, Milan, is that every project you go to, you need to know the materials that you're working with in order to get a great result. That sounds a little bit too professional to me.
Yeah,
is it time for our industry to be professional yet?
You have to be a professional. And the way to do that is to know what materials you're working with. Because as concrete polishers, we already know that, we've got different bonds of our metals, so that we already know that concrete is different one job to the next. So being able to go further into that and understanding what type of materials we're dealing with, it just eliminates another point of guessing, I guess. It eliminates risk, and the less risk on a job, the more money, in your pocket. End of the day, you're not there scratching your head, looking unprofessional in front of your client, trying to figure out what this thing is. So yeah, as you mentioned, it's all about looking professional and understanding the materials you're working with, because if you don't know it, it's just guessing.
So, and we don't want to rock up to site and start guessing.
No.
Because
those days are gone now.
We're on the back foot from the get-go. So when we're talking about our playbook or our plan for the week or any type of setup like that, if we're not prepared from the get-go, like you're saying, there, Milan, knowing the materials we're working with, knowing what kind of concrete we're working with, if we're not geared up with that on the first day, that knowledge, well, I can assure you that week project will probably turn into a week and a half to 2 weeks because we haven't cleaned it up at the start.
It's sometimes something I sort of always touch back on a little bit, but is that something that you would, if required, samples will be, if at request sort of thing in the contract? Is that something that would be written in?
100%. But we've got to understand if we're taking on a big project that we know there might be a variable placed in this concrete, we're going to go and do a sample. That sample, that's your time and energy. I know that if we're going to do a sample like that, you want to be charging for that sample. It's just not, we're not out there just guessing and just going to go and do some samples just for guesswork. We're actually bringing our professionalism as operators and our knowledge to work out what the materials are to run this whole project.
Yeah.
So if we've got a good idea of what those materials are before we start, it makes the sample run a lot more smoother too, right?
And sorry, that's what I meant. When I said sample, I meant sort of, at request prior to coming onto the job. If they, say, look, it's fibre reinforced concrete, you say, well, look, I'm going to need to know what's in that. So that's something that you could have written in from the start, I guess.
Oh, 100%.
I give you a little bit of spill from my experience. Nothing to do with concrete, guys, by the way. This is my own experience.
Pressure's up.
I'm a bit worried about where this might be going.
Love it.
What kind of rash is this?
Please tell me you have cream for it.
No, I had a brain. I still have one.
That's good.
And I explained to you why. So coming back to the subject.
Righto, Scarecrow.
Obviously, I was running my own hairdressing business, my own hair studio for quite a few years, and we used to have people come into the salon and brown hair and, unexperienced hairdressers would start. Sometimes someone wants blonde hair, but they haven't done any investigating and didn't realize they were blonde prior, but then put a dark color over the top. So it means the hair, was already treated differently after it's been covered up with dark hair color. So, by putting more bleach or putting a product over the hair without investigating, we've got disaster written over it. So asking questions and investigating, and this applies to the same industry, to that concrete, like asking the right questions before you start will get you a much better result. And sometimes you have to walk away too. So I think that's my spill on it.
Nice one.
I thought that was going to be a blonde joke.
No, you can't do that. You might offend people.
Okay, fair enough. I just thought hairdressing, he'd know a lot of good blonde jokes.
Absolutely. No, we are all manufacturers in our own right, I think. And you have to just, work out, what we're working with and, speak to the right people. We've got so many great people in the industry who have a lot of knowledge and have seen a lot of good stuff, a lot of difficult projects. Ask questions and success will come your way.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Very good.
So understand your product, and if you don't understand it, search out those who do, and be a professional.
That's it.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. That was done.
Boom, boom. That was dope, yo.
Yeah, chica, bro.
That's definitely going in. That's definitely going in.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How is your posture affecting my posture? How?
I just sit like this all the time. What?
We've got another seminar coming up next month. First time ever. 4-day seminar in Sydney. Again, July 13, 14, 15 and 16. Booking link is on our website, or if you're confused, call me. I'll put you on the right track.
I am confused. 4 days. 4 days.
4 days.
So
I'm still
Extra
confused.
day. Okay. 4-day seminar with an added extra business day at the end to gear you up for success. That's what we're doing.
So 2 days of rock up, 2 days of business works.
Correct.
Well, that's hitting it hard, eh?
Yeah.
Whew, that's serious. That's heavy.
That's gangster.
We talk about being more informed, going out to these jobs by batch reports and all that sort of stuff. Why not, skill up in all the areas of running a business so you can go out there and boost the bottom line.
That's it. We listen to the market.
That's right.
And Daniel has a brain.
Yes. yes.
It's quite sizable.
Hello.
Oh, I'm glad we worked that one out.
Hello.
Oh, all right.
I do have a pretty big head. Look.
Yeah, no, we see it.
No one said anything about your hair.
No. But in saying that, don't forget to pick up your rash. You got the fix for it. Kurt's got plenty of it.
If you have rash, okay. Go for rash.
Yeah, go rock up, grab for some cream. We've got some.
Grab yourself some fly rash.
All right, gentlemen.
All right.
Lovely to chat.
All right, guys.
All right.
Good to see you guys.
See you guys.
Yeah.